My beloved child, after all the seasons through which I have led you, from the days when you had to separate yourself from what no longer belonged to the light, to the hours of being purified, renewed, trained, and sent, I want you to understand a truth deeper than every achievement. The final destination is not what you are able to accomplish, not the echo of your work, not the mark you leave in the eyes of people, but the intimate union between you and me. For if you have a radiant journey, significant results, and harvests that make others admire you, yet lose your nearness to me, then within you there will still be an emptiness nothing can fill. But if you have me, even though many promises are still taking shape, even though some results have not yet appeared before your eyes, you are still holding the most precious portion, true fullness that circumstances cannot take away. From the very beginning, my heart has desired to walk with you, not merely to stand far away, watching you struggle through life, not merely to appear when you cry out in trouble, but to be present in every very ordinary day. I want to pass through the morning with you when the sunlight first opens the door, to walk with you in small decisions, to sit with you in hidden silences no one sees, and to carry you through the moments when you do not know how to name what you feel. You often think I come only in great moments, when events unfold, when tears overflow, when you have nowhere else to lean. But my child, I am a father nearer than that. I am in the breath you are taking, in the gentle peace you suddenly sense, in the small reminder that causes you to stop before choosing wrongly, in the quiet light that helps you keep walking even when the road is not yet clear. There were times when you thought spiritual strength came from doing much, striving much, sacrificing much, and proving your worth over and over again. You ran, you served, you strained yourself, and you wanted to show me that you were faithful. But I look at you with the eyes of a father who loves you, and I say, you do not need to exhaust yourself in order to be loved. True strength is not born from endless busyness, but from knowing how to remain in me. When a branch is joined to the vine, it does not have to force itself to bear fruit through tense effort. The life within flows quietly through it, nourishing it, making the leaves green, causing flowers to bloom, and bringing fruit in the right season. You are the same. When you abide in me and let me abide in you, your life will bear fruit, not because you force yourself, but because my source of life flows through you naturally and wholly. I do not invite you into this union as a new burden placed upon your shoulders. I do not tell you that you must be perfect before you can come near, that you must be strong before I will listen, or that you must be cleansed of every weakness before you can rest in my love. No, my beloved child, I want you to come to me with a truthful heart. When you are joyful, come. When you are tired, come. When you are confused, come. When you do not know what to say, simply remain before me. I understand even your sighs. I hear what has not yet become words. There are times when you do not have enough strength for a long prayer, not enough focus to express your heart, but even the slightest leaning of your heart toward me is received by me as the cry of a child seeking their father. I am not distant from you because of your weakness. It is precisely in that weakness that I draw you even closer. But to step deeper into union, you must relearn the art of stillness. The world around you is so noisy, is it not? My child, the voices of people urging you on, the voice of anxiety pulling at you, the voice of comparison making your heart sway, the voice of old memories trying to call you back, the voice of the future making you restless. If you continue allowing yourself to be surrounded by all those sounds, it will be hard for you to recognize my voice, because I often do not come by overwhelming force. I come like a gentle breeze, like light slipping through a crack in the door, like a deep sense of peace in the middle of what has not yet been resolved. I do not compete for your attention with noise. I patiently wait for you to turn back. I knock at the door with gentleness, but you must open it. I call you with love, but you must stop in order to hear. Closeness with me is not built only in large gatherings, in emotional hours of prayer, or in moments when you feel powerfully lifted. Those things are blessings, but lasting union is often woven through very small things. It is when you wake up and quietly speak a word of thanks to me before entering a new day. It is when you are busy, yet pause for a moment to ask me, "Father, how should I respond?" It is when you choose gentleness instead of anger, forgiveness instead of holding bitterness, honesty instead of hiding, peace instead of rivalry. It is when you read a holy word and carry it in your heart throughout the day, allowing it to soak into your thoughts, your speech, and the way you look at others. These small bricks are what build the house of intimacy between you and me. My child, I do not only call you to work for me, I call you to be with me. This is very important, because many people grow weary, not because they lack work to do, but because they do too much while their hearts are far from the source. They are busy with things that carry noble names, yet forget to sit beside me like a child beside their father. I do not want you to become a servant whose hands are full of tasks while the heart is dry. I want you to be a joyful child, walking in freedom, doing what I entrust to you from the place of being loved, not from the fear of having to prove yourself. The work may be beautiful, the mission may be great, but the love between you and me is the foundation that makes all of it truly alive. When you abide in union with me, you will find a refuge no one can take away. In the middle of storms, you can still have peace, because you know you are not alone. In difficult choices, you will have wisdom that does not come from hurried calculation, but from deep listening. In the face of human rejection, you will still be covered by my unchanging love. In me, you do not need to pretend to be strong. Do not need to strain to be accepted. Do not need to hide the parts of you that still tremble. You can be yourself before me, a child being loved, healed, guided, and growing day by day in grace. Therefore, do not view union with me as an addition after you have finished your work. It is not a side reward beside the mission. It is the source of every mission. If you do not abide in me, being sent can easily become a burden. If you do not abide in me, trials can easily make you so weary that you want to give up. If you do not abide in me, success itself can become a trap that makes you forget the one who lifted you up. But when you abide in me, everything returns to its proper place. Service becomes joy. Trials become a place of growth. Achievements become thanksgiving. And the legacy you leave will not only bear the mark of your hands, but also the fragrance of my presence. I am calling you back to the source. My beloved child, not first back to the work, the plan, the goal, or the thing you must complete, but back to me himself. From me, every good thing flows. Life, peace, wisdom, courage, advancement at the right time, and lasting joy all spring from intimate fellowship with me. Do not chase blessings while forgetting to draw near to the giver of blessing. Do not seek results before seeking my face. Do not measure your life only by what can be seen, because the deepest thing I am building within you is a life that knows how to take refuge in me. Love me, hear me, and walk with me. So today, I invite you into deeper union. Spend time with me, not always to ask for something, solve something, or prove something, but simply to remain in my love. Let your heart rest like a child leaning upon the Father's chest, not needing to understand everything, but knowing it is safe. Let my presence become your daily breath, the first light of your morning, and the final calm before you close the day. Then you will see that from that place of union, a new strength will quietly rise. You will walk more lightly, more brightly, more steadily, not because life no longer has storms, but because you have found your true home in me. And when you abide in me, you will not lack what is needed for the journey, because I myself am your fullest portion. My child, I am calling you into a deeper, holy dimension, where your life is not only comforted, not only lifted up, but also set apart completely for my light. Holiness is not a distant mountain reserved only for a few specially chosen ones, nor is it a formal garment you wear only in hours of prayer or on days when your heart feels fervent. Holiness is the invitation I place before every child who belongs to me. It is the path I want you to walk in every thought, every word, and every hidden choice no one sees. My child, holiness does not only mean staying away from obvious wrongdoing. Holiness also means allowing your whole heart to be directed toward me without division, allowing your mind to be soaked in truth, your hands to choose what is pure, and your eyes to turn away from what dims the light within you. It is not only what you refuse, but what you love, not only the door you close, but the arms you open to embrace me himself. And because I love you, I do not want you to be naive before small things that seem harmless. Darkness does not always come with a violent roar or a blatant invitation that you can easily recognize. Often it comes like a thin layer of dust upon the altar of your heart, a little compromise today, a little laziness tomorrow, one time ignoring the reminder within, a small habit you justify by saying it does not matter. At first, these things seem light as dust, but if you allow them to accumulate, they will cover your sensitivity, make the inner eyes grow cloudy, and cause the flame of your love for me to no longer burn as brightly as it did at first. Therefore, holiness is not cold severity, but the loving work I do for you each day. I wipe away the dust clinging to your heart so that you may shine again, become clear again, and be light enough to hear my voice. The world around you is constantly sowing seeds. My beloved child, the things you watch on a screen, the sounds you allow to echo in your room, the conversations you take part in, the people you allow to influence your thoughts, all of these quietly sow something into your heart. There are seeds that bring peace, kindness, wisdom, and courage, but there are also seeds that, if you are not watchful, will grow into thorns of distorted desire, envy, bitterness, pride, and indifference. Nothing enters you without leaving some trace. For this reason, I teach you discernment, not so that you may live in fear, but so that you may live in freedom. Holiness is a fence of grace around the garden of your heart, keeping harmful things from secretly taking root, so that what I have planted may have room to grow, blossom, and bear good fruit. Understand that being set apart for me does not mean being separated from joy, but being led into a purer source of joy. Many people think holiness is loss, that it means having to give up the things that make life less dull, that it means shutting oneself away from every pleasure. But I tell you, whatever draws you away from me never truly makes you free. There are joys that glitter outwardly yet leave emptiness within. There are conversations that seem carefree yet quietly harden the heart. There are habits considered normal that little by little pull you away from peace. When I invite you to let go, it is not because I want to take away what is good for you, But because I want to save you from what will weaken you, my hand does not rob, my hand protects. My reminder is not meant to bind you, but to open the door for you to enter the wide space of purity. From ancient days, I have called those who belong to me to live differently in the world, not so that they may become proud, not so that they may despise others, but so that through them my light may be recognized. Holy difference is not a rigid appearance or condemning speech, but the fragrance of a life in which I dwell. When you choose honesty in a place where people easily deceive, when you keep your heart tender where people answer one another with bitterness, when you keep your eyes clear where others consider impurity normal, when you quietly remain faithful in small things, then your life is speaking of me in a language stronger than words. Others may not understand immediately. They may mock you or think you are too different. But light does not need permission from darkness in order to shine. You only need to remain in me, and my presence will make your life a gentle sign. I know there will be times when it feels difficult. There are environments that weary you because you must guard yourself. There are invitations that make you hesitate, pressures that make you fear being separated from the crowd, moments when you wonder whether living purely is worth the cost. My child, I see every small battle. I see when you quietly walk away from an unwholesome conversation, when you turn off an image you should not look at, when you refuse an easy but dishonest path, when you return to prayer instead of chasing after what disturbs your heart. Not one hidden choice of yours is treated lightly by me. The victories no one knows about still shine brightly before me. And every time you choose me amid the things that pull at you, your heart becomes stronger. But I also want you to know that I do not demand that you become perfect in a single moment. I do not stand far away measuring you with emotionless severity. I am your Father, and I know you were formed within limitations, weaknesses, and wounds that need healing. What I seek is not someone who has never been touched by dust, but a heart that knows how to return and be washed clean. When you stumble, do not remain lying in guilt. When you accidentally allow your heart to be pulled away, do not hide from me. Come near. Speak truthfully to me. Let my light touch the place you want to conceal. Holiness does not grow from pretending, but from a humble heart that knows how to open the door for me to enter. I do not drive you away because you are weak. I lift you so you can learn to walk more firmly. The more you live in holiness, the more you will recognize a hidden strength the world cannot give. Your mind will become clearer, your heart lighter, and your ability to discern will become sharper. You will recognize that some things that once attracted you no longer have the same power. You will hear my voice more clearly amid the noise, know how to stop before taking a wrong step, and feel peace when choosing the path I lead. Purity makes you free, because you are no longer pulled along by every outward call. It makes you steadfast, because you no longer live by the approval of the crowd. It makes you gently radiant, because within you there is no longer darkness you are trying to hide. Therefore, my beloved child, courageously step into the season of being set apart that I am opening before you. Do not fear being different if that difference brings you closer to me. Do not mourn the things you must release if they only bring brief pleasure while taking away lasting peace. Do not let small compromises become a bridge for darkness to enter the place that should belong to the light. Let me purify your thoughts, heal your emotions, renew your desires, and reorder the priorities of your life. Allow my word to shine into every hidden room of your heart, not to shame you, but so that every place within you may be filled with life. I am with you on this journey. I do not call you to be holy and then leave you to manage on your own. I walk beside you, remind you, lift you, teach you discernment, and give you strength from day to day. Every morning is a new opportunity for you to choose the light. Every temptation is a place where my grace can reveal its power. Every time you return is a time when my love renews you. Live as one who belongs to me, not through an outward appearance of piety, but through a pure heart, sincere love, deep humility, and faithfulness in small things. When you live this way, your life will not need to be loud, and yet it will still carry power to move hearts. It will not need self-exaltation, and yet it will still shine. It will not need to chase after the world, and yet it will still be filled with joy. My child, let holiness become your quiet beauty, so that through you, others may sense that I am the one who is living, loving, keeping, and transforming all things by my gentle light. My beloved child, I want you to know that the path you are walking toward me is never meaningless, even when it is covered with tears, weariness, and turns you cannot understand. Every step you take in faith is seen by me. Every time you still choose to rise after your heart feels exhausted, I remember it. Not one pain you endure in faithfulness is forgotten. Not one sacrifice you offer in secret falls into emptiness. I am gathering all of it, arranging it, weaving it into the great tapestry of my loving plan. There are threads that today appear to you only as dark colors. But when the fullness of time comes, you will recognize that these very dark sections make the light of grace shine even more radiantly. I know there are moments when you ask why this journey has so many trials, why you have sought me and yet still must pass through thorny days, why your heart has desired to live uprightly and yet you still face seasons where you are pressed to the very limit. My child, I do not create evil in order to wound you, but I have the power to turn what you pass through into a furnace that makes your faith more refined. Gold does not become pure without passing through fire. A seed does not bear fruit if it remains unchanged in its original form. And you are the same. There are layers of fear, pride, dependence, and weakness that are separated from you only when you learn to rely on me in the place where there is nothing else to hold on to. It is in the valley that you learn to hold my hand tightly. It is in the deep night that you realize my light is not a distant idea, but a real warmth that keeps you from collapsing. From the beginning until this very moment, I have still been beside you. When you thought you had fallen with no one seeing, I bent down and lifted you. When you cried in secret, I was quietly near, gently wiping away the tears the world did not know. When your shoulders were heavy with things that could not be spoken, I did not stand far away demanding that you become stronger. I called you near and told you to place your burden in my hands. You were not created to carry every sorrow, every responsibility, and every fear alone. There are things too heavy for you, but never too heavy for me. Learn to lay them down before me, not as one who has failed, but as a child who trusts that their Father is powerful enough and loving enough to care for all things. At times you feel small in the middle of a vast world, like a fragile lamp before the wind, like a very soft prayer among so much noise. But my beloved child, do not measure your worth by outward size or by the applause of people. Your strength does not come from position, possessions, ability, or recognition. True strength comes from my presence within you. A small ray of light can break the darkness of an entire room. A gentle word can soothe a heart that is tense and guarded. One faithful choice you make today can become a signpost for someone else tomorrow. You do not need to become great by passing standards. You only need to be faithful with what I place in your hands. And that faithfulness is enough to make darkness retreat. Every day you choose what is right when no one sees. You are sowing into eternity. Every time you forgive instead of holding bitterness. Every time you pray instead of giving up. Every time you speak truth instead of choosing the easy path, every time you keep your heart pure amid unclear invitations, you are storing up a treasure that cannot perish. The world runs after what can be held in the hand, but all of it will fade. Fame can go out, money can vanish, praise can change direction, power can slip from one's hands. But what you do because you love me, because you trust me, because you want to live pleasing to me, will not be lost. I keep those things in a place no time can destroy. Therefore, do not let the fear of death control you. To the world, it is the final wall, a darkness without an answer. But for you, who belong to me, it is not a hopeless ending. It is the door opening into fuller life, the return to your true home, the moment when you will see what faith has long embraced. When that day comes, you will not pass through it alone. I will be there, nearer than ever, calling you by name, receiving you with unfading love, and leading you into a peace that no storm can touch anymore. Therefore, live today, not in panic, but in hope, not by clinging to what is temporary, but with your heart turned toward enduring glory. That very hope will keep you steady in difficult days, when you know your destination does not lie in the hands of the world. You will tremble less before temporary losses. When you remember that this life is only a journey, you will not let scratches along the road make you forget the Father's house. When you set your eyes on what is eternal, today's trials will no longer have the power to define your whole life. They may still hurt you, but they cannot steal your faith. They may still make you tired, but they cannot erase the promise. Hope in me is a firm anchor, keeping you from being swept away by storms, keeping your heart from falling into despair when circumstances have not yet changed. I also want you to remain watchful and ready. Do not think preparation belongs to some distant day. Every morning you wake is an opportunity to prepare your heart. Every small decision is a step that brings you nearer to or farther from readiness. Keep the lamp within you burning brightly through prayer, obedience, and love that does not grow cold. Do not let delay lull you to sleep, and do not let the busyness of life cause you to lose sensitivity to my voice. The wise do not wait until the final moment to prepare. The wise live each day as a holy gift, knowing that the time in their hands is something to be used for the light. My child, let obedience become the gentlest language of your love for me. I am not looking for a stiff appearance of perfection in you to display before the world. I am seeking a soft heart that loves me enough to choose what is right, even when it is not easy. Every time you choose me instead of the call of the world, that is a confession of love. Every time you refuse compromise, it is a quiet fragrance rising before me. Every time you persevere, though you have not yet seen the reward, it is proof that your faith does not live only in words, but has taken root in your life. So, even if storms still blow, anchor yourself in the truth. Even if people do not understand, keep trusting me. Even if trials continue, remember that not one of your tears is wasted, and not one faithful step is forgotten. I am leading you not toward ruin, but toward radiant life. Keep your heart burning. Keep your hands open. Keep your eyes turned toward me. You are not walking a meaningless road. You are walking a road upheld by grace, guided by love, and awaited by eternal glory at the end of the journey. My beloved child, to understand why you must pass through seasons of separation, you need to look with the eyes of faith and not only through passing emotions. The world often tells you that you must blend into the crowd in order to be mature, and that you must receive the recognition of many in order to be successful. But I tell you that there are people whom I love and choose who will be drawn out of familiar noise so they may be shaped in silence. That separation is not a sign that you have been forgotten, nor is it a punishment for you, but a hidden room where I prepare you for something deeper. When the voices outside grow quiet, when the hands that once comforted you are no longer near, when you think you are alone in an empty place, that is when you begin to hear my gentle voice calling your name more clearly. There are days when you feel as small as a grain of sand in a vast desert. But my child, I did not create you to be carried aimlessly by the wind. You are a seed planted in the soil at the appointed season. And even though you are covered in darkness, within you still carries the life I have sown. People may not see you, may not call your name, may pass through your life as though you do not matter. But in my eyes, those hidden days are the time when your roots are growing deep. When the roots have touched the hidden water source, you will not be easily shaken by storms, criticism, or the departure of people. Therefore, do not be quick to curse the losses that have happened on this journey. There are relationships that move away, not because you lack value, but because they cannot walk with you into the part of the road I am opening. There are doors that close not to make you despair, but to keep you from entering a place where there is no longer life for your calling. I do not take anything from your hands merely to hurt you. I remove from you what no longer fits. What could hold you back, blur your vision, or cause the foundation within you to crack? What you call loss today, one day you will recognize as my merciful preservation. In the season of separation, I also allow you to meet yourself again more truthfully. When there is no crowd left to follow, no praise to cover your insecurity, you will see the tender places, the old wounds, the quiet fears, and even the things you once avoided. Do not be afraid when they rise, for I do not reveal them to condemn you, but to heal you. I want you to be free from within, pure in intention, firm in identity, and mature enough to carry what I entrust to you without breaking along the way. Lift up your head, my child. Separation is not the final full stop, but the holy pause before a new season. You are not being pushed to the margins of life. You are being drawn nearer to the purpose I have placed upon you. Keep walking in peace, for I am with you in the wilderness, in the silence, and in every day when no one understands. And when my appointed time comes, you will see that in the very place where you once thought you were alone, I was quietly building within you a foundation no one can shake.